Hey everybody, Chris here. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Dogecoin bull market support band. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. There's a lot of attention right now on Ben Cowan into the cryptoverse and his Bitcoin bull market support band and his whole thesis here near the end of this 4-year bull cycle. But you know, Dogecoin also is having a bull market support band crossover. But we got a lot of other news to cover as well. Impending U.S. government shutdown. What's that going to mean? And what does the overall market structure look like? So let's get into it. Let me show you the charts and the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. We start here with the current Dogecoin chart right around 23 cents here. So overnight we did have another pullback. Why does this happen overnight? We'll get to that in just a minute. But yeah, here we were yesterday. We were enjoying on the live stream a nice run up on Doge. Came up to 23.8 and then was starting to fall back, and well, it was dinner time for me, so had to cut the live stream. But last night it continued to go back down, was bearish. Why is that bearish as well? We'll get into that. Bitcoin is at $113,000 right now. It also pulled back overnight. Yes, Bitcoin as well, pulling the rest of the market down with it. We do have Bitcoin dominance. It did go up yesterday, but now it's kind of going sideways, so it looks like the market is kind of stabilizing together. If we do see a big dip, I'll show you a couple of reasons why that could happen coming up. We would probably see Bitcoin dominance come up a little higher. Will it retest 60% and go into Ben Cowan's whole 66% kind of thing he was previously talking about? I think maybe he's lowered his expectations there. I'm not quite sure. But this video isn't all about Ben Cowan. This is going to be about Dogecoin. So let's get into it. What is going on? Overall, Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Dogecoin dip ahead of the government shutdown showdown. It's going to be an interesting day today as we're watching politics play out in the United States and whether the government is going to shut down. We've been talking about this for weeks now. And here we are, the last day of September. And it's still out there. It's still out there. So, yeah, I think the odds of that is still pretty good. We'll watch how that goes during the day. The Tyler Durden account here. Being an internet token investor is basically watching Asia nuke your portfolio each day and then waiting for America to wake up to pump it. And that is what we've seen, right? We've seen these overnights just... The Asian market, they're just like shorting, heavy shorting. And then American market opens up and the market makers send it higher to take out the shorts again. So we have rinse and repeat, right? Over and over again. There is that pattern there. However, we still have the BTC CME gap. Merlin says it's screaming. It's down here 111 and it's like this is still there. And again, what is that CME gap? It's the end of the Friday futures trading, the beginning of the Monday futures trading. And if the price goes up over the weekend, you have a gap there. And many believe the gap needs to be closed. But as I've said, there's still one back at 94K that never got closed. So maybe the 111 one here is going to be the next one, right? But Bitcoin doesn't forget unfinished business, except when it does. Strong hands load the dip. Weak hands lose it all. Don't get shaken out. And don't try and swing trade. And if you're shorting, it's like, do we know that that's actually going to happen? If everybody thinks the market is going to dump tonight because of the possible government shutdown, sometimes the market does the opposite. So always be careful with those things. However, when we zoom out and we look at Bitcoin, right? The big picture, the 4-year cycles, 2013, 2017, 2021, the RSI has been topping out, and it is not even anywhere close. It's nowhere close, this market yet. We haven't had the big blow-off top yet in the RSI. So, and this is this is looking at the monthly chart, so monthly RSI hasn't even come close yet. So, there's a lot of optimism still about October, November, December, because what happens, right? Bitcoin is about to close September in the green. And all the previous times we've had a green September, We've had green October, green November, and even 3 out of 4 times a green December. This is the potential of what's coming. That's right. And here's another view of it, right? We survived September. Now comes the legendary October. And tomorrow I will have my Dogecoin October price prediction video. So you got to wait one more day for that. But on average, 21% gain for the month on average for Bitcoin. And usually as Bitcoin goes in the green, Dogecoin usually outperforms Bitcoin on an overall green month. This is what the potential is that is coming. We have the Bitcoin bullish daily close. Yesterday, Bitcoin closed back above key moving averages while bouncing off from the bull market support band. So we have Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin bouncing off the bull market support band. And this is, again, Ben's like big thesis, but it doesn't just apply to Bitcoin. Now, we still could have a bigger dip, though, on a short time frame. These bands really don't work as well when you're zoomed in so close like this. So more on that in just a bit. The total crypto market cap seems to be bouncing off higher lows early August, early September, and now here late September. So we are starting this upward trend here. Higher lows, right? Higher lows on supports for total crypto market cap. We'll see whether we have that next move back up to $4 trillion. That seems to be somewhat of a resistance line. Of course, we have Jordan Comrond and others talking about $10 trillion total crypto market cap by the end of this cycle. And we are very bullish about that. Overall, right now, Dogecoin Fear and Greed Index is neutral, right at 47. So we're kind of in this in-between stage, right? Very neutral, but that's okay. Going into October, Trader Allen's looking at on the 2-hour, this ascending triangle. And could we see another move back up into the upper 23s? So it's like 23.8 or so, seems to be a resistance line. Come back and bounce again overnight. But again, a higher low before moving up higher. That would be a great scenario to play out if we didn't have this big looming news event right before us, which we'll be talking about more during my next live stream Tuesday afternoon. So make sure you're subscribed, you got your notifications on. We zoom out a little bit more on the weekly, and we see these sort of clashes that have happened with these upward, trending support lines. And when we see that break, what has happened the past few times? And again, this is a weekly zoomed out. We see an explosion in price. Is that what is next for Dogecoin? So a lot of signs are pointing towards this. Dogecoin breakout could happen in a hurry. And this is Cantney's cat. And in his latest video, he's talking about, he's looking at fib lines as different barriers here. He's got an Ichimoku cloud here. And he says, look, once we get over the 0.618 here, it's basically been breaking trend line after trend line. And this is what we've seen so far this year as we've seen this upward run. Now, we had a bigger run in November into December 2024, and then the pullback from it. Again, that's how Dogecoin trades. But the overall bull cycle is still up. It's still up and to the right. So he's saying, look, the downtrend on declining volumes, so you know that all it takes is just a little bit of volume to reverse this downtrend. Whenever the trend line gets broken, volume kicks in, you end up going a lot higher. So this is what we've had, 2023, 2024, and then from late 2024 now into 2025, and we have the volume ticking down because we know how Dogecoin trades, right? We know the big volume comes in, and that's when we have the explosion in price. So we get one more of these, right? And then we have this big explosion in price. This is what the setup is for Dogecoin. So what does this mean? Well, back in August, Stonk Chris was looking at the bull market support band for Dogecoin. And at the beginning of August, right here, when Dogecoin was down at about 19 cents, he was saying, look, we're breaking or bouncing off of the Dogecoin bull market support band. And this is what we would see as that big explosion move up through September. Now, we didn't quite get that high, but we did come up to 30 cents, which is about here. Again, another higher low is what we did get in September. Now we're retracing. And again, he was guessing that there was going to be a retrace. It took a little longer. Again, it came into September. But the idea was there on the bull market support band. Right now, Mags is saying we are right here with the price flipping the bull market support band again for Dogecoin, and from early 2024, late 2024, and then again right there back at the beginning of August. If you had been buying Dogecoin on that indicator when the bull market support band was getting flipped by the price, that's the buying opportunity. Now, what is the bull market support band? Well, I had to ask Grok, right? Because I hear Ben talking about it all the time now, and I'm just like, well, okay, well, it's not an indicator I normally use. So it's got two key components. It has a 20-week simple moving average, and then it has a 21-week exponential moving average, which is the more responsive average that gives greater weight to recent prices. The band is typically visualized on weekly charts, and how it works. The bullish signal. When the price trades above the band, it indicates a bullish condition. The band acts as dynamic support, where prices often bounce during corrections. The bearish is if the price breaks and closes below the band. It suggests a shift to bear market territory, potentially leading to deeper declines. In Bitcoin's past bull runs, prices have ridden or rebounded from this band until the cycle tops. It's not a perfect predictor, but serves as a line in the sand for market changes. And that is what Ben has been talking about. So here, what have we done? We have broken below it. I mean, this is Dogecoin, much more dynamic than Bitcoin. So Dogecoin has a violent retrace after a big run, right? Bull market support band moves up dynamically, and Dogecoin drops below it after that big run. And we've seen that again back in early 2024. We had the big run up to 22 cents. Dogecoin broke below it. So it can break below, but now we're in this bull cycle again here right at the end, and this could be that time where we see that one more bounce before the big run. So that's what we're looking at overall. Dogecoin bull market support band. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this and what's going to happen tonight? Again, we'll be watching that again in my live stream here. Give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.